I was running late that morning, trying to make up for a promise I'd made to my son, Max, that I'd drive him to the bus stop instead of making him walk. We'd barely made it out the door, toast still in hand, when I saw it. As I pulled up to the corner, my heart just dropped. There was Max, my 12-year-old. His small shoulders hunched forward, backpack clutched tightly against his chest, standing face to face with a middle-aged woman in a perfectly pressed pantsuit. Her manicured finger was already jabbing the air, just inches from his face. Even from a distance, I could see the fear in my boy's eyes. "I've never seen you here before." The woman's voice cut through the quiet morning. Sharp, accusatory. "This is a private neighborhood bus stop. I need proof of residence right now, or I'm calling security." A few other parents and kids stood nearby, watching in uneasy silence. Nobody stepped in. I eased my unmarked car to the curb, making sure the government plates weren't obvious. We'd only been living in Oak Ridge Estates for 3 weeks, and I had gone out of my way to keep my job quiet. Being police chief in a small town meant everyone treated you differently. And after Max lost his mom 2 years ago, I just wanted to have something close to a normal life. The woman's voice rose again as I stepped out of the car. "Do you understand what trespassing means, young man? I am the HOA president. I have every right to question suspicious individuals in this community." Max's voice came out small and shaky. "I live here. My dad and I just moved in on Maple Drive." The woman, who I would soon learn was Karen Whitfield, head of the HOA Community Standards Committee, let out a sharp scoff. "That's exactly what someone who doesn't belong would say." She leaned in further. "Maple Drive? Really? What house number? Who owned it before you? Why haven't I seen your parents at any meetings?" I walked closer, calm and steady, the way 2 decades in law enforcement had taught me. "Excuse me," I said evenly. "Is there a problem here?" Karen turned toward me, expression loaded with superiority. Late 40s, expensive blonde bob designer slacks, and a gold HOA president pin shining like a badge of authority. She barely acknowledged me at first. "I'm handling a situation," she said sharply. "This child claims he lives here, but I've never seen him before. And I know everyone who belongs in this neighborhood." Max looked up instantly. "Dad." Her eyes flicked between us, recalculating. But she didn't back down. "Oh, you're his father," she said, quickly shifting tone. "As HOA president, it's my responsibility to ensure community safety. We have strict protocols for using the bus stop. I'll need to see your community ID." Other parents shifted uncomfortably. One mother gave me an apologetic look. This clearly wasn't Karen's first scene. "Ma'am," I said calmly, "we moved into 478 Maple Drive 3 weeks ago. The Harrison place. We're registered residents. My son has every right to be here." She folded her arms, red nails tapping her handbag. "The bylaws require new residents to check in with the HOA office before using community facilities. I don't make the rules, I enforce them." I placed a hand gently on Max's shoulder. "Go wait in the car. Buddy, the bus will be here soon." As he walked away, I turned back to her. This wasn't our first encounter with the HOA. In just 3 weeks, we'd already received 3 notices: mailbox too low by 2 inches, window trim not the approved beige, and recycling bins visible too long after pickup. "Mrs. Whitfield, right?" I asked, though I already knew. She lifted her chin proudly. "That's right. Karen Whitfield, HOA president, 7 consecutive terms." Of course she was. I nodded slightly. "Then I think there's been a misunderstanding." Her expression tightened. Questioning a minor without parental consent crosses legal and ethical boundaries. My son was clearly distressed. Karen huffed. "I have full authority from the board. It's for safety. We've had vandalism issues. If your son had proper ID, there wouldn't be a problem." That was the moment I stopped being polite. I reached into my jacket and pulled out my badge, keeping it low enough that the kids wouldn't notice, but high enough that she would. "Chief Thomas Reynolds," I said quietly. "Ridgemont Police Department." Her face changed instantly. "I believe you were just harassing my 12-year-old son," I continued. "That may also qualify as intimidation of a minor under state law." The color drained from her face. The authority she had been wearing like armor just collapsed. I didn't know. This is just a misunderstanding, she stammered. You don't need to know I'm the police chief, I said firmly, to treat a child with basic respect. At that moment, the school bus rumbled closer in the distance. I called Max back over. Karen stood frozen, clutching her handbag like it could protect her. Around us, the other parents weren't silent anymore. They were watching her differently now. I will be filing an official report, I said, steady and calm. And I like to review the HOA bylaws that supposedly allow you to interrogate children. A few parents exchanged looks. Then one spoke up. She did the same thing to my daughter. Another nodded. She threatened us over a parked car for 10 minutes. Karen's face went red again, but this time it wasn't authority. It was exposure. The bus stopped. I hugged Max briefly. Have a good day at school. Don't worry about this. When the bus pulled away, I turned back to her. Miss Whitfield, I expect you at the station this afternoon. Her jaw dropped. You can't be serious. I am, I said. Harassment, intimidation, and impersonating a security authority all apply here. For once, she had nothing to say. A week later, the HOA sent a community email. Karen Whitfield had stepped down, multiple complaints had been filed, and she was being fined and required to complete community service. The tone was careful, but the message was clear. The next morning, I saw her leave her house quickly, avoiding eye contact with every neighbor she used to correct. I didn't feel satisfied, just relieved that my son, and every other kid in that neighborhood, could finally wait for the bus without being treated like suspects.